Welcome to Friday. Yes, it's Friday the 13th of December, 2024. Your Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Converse County Tourism. Douglas and Glen Rock, Wyoming are bustling with action this holiday season. Plan your excursion, including fun activities, beautiful downtowns, and historic treasures. Learn more at conversecountytourism.com. Well, this weekend and into early next week will be all about Pacific waves. Not ocean waves, but atmospheric waves. Coming off the coast of Northern California and Washington and Oregon and through the Rockies. This Pacific wave train starts with a little wave today. We've got a little bit of snow along the Wasatch Front this morning. It's a weak system, not a lot of moisture with it, but there will be, for some of you, along the I-80 corridor, a little bit of snow shower activity today through this evening. Another stronger wave late Saturday and Sunday. Another wave comes through Tuesday into early Wednesday. So the high country is going to be the big benefactor with the best chances for accumulating snow. We're going to have a little bit of snow shower activity on the plains. It's going to favor the northern areas. So Montana, northern Wyoming, up into North Dakota, you're going to have the better chances for these waves to put snow on the plains, a little bit of it, scattered flurries and snow showers elsewhere. And temperatures are going to kind of bounce around a little bit. Ahead of these waves, a little warmer. Behind these waves, a little bit colder. What will happen Christmas week? Well, we'll talk about that here in a moment. Another great shot of a moon ring with the colder weather and the high clouds in the area here over the last couple of days. And we continue to have just beautiful sunrises and sunsets all across the region. And here we have a classic sun pillar. This time of year with the extremely low sun angle, and we're at the point where the sun angle is going to reach its lowest angle here soon. And if you have a really cold morning with ice crystals in the air, low sun angle, hexagon-shaped ice crystals in the air, you get these sun pillars that'll happen like that on sunrises. So a beautiful shot there. This shot of the wave trains going across the Pacific. As we said, this first one is a little diffuse, but it's right here. You can see it's a little moisture starved, but it's going to track right along here today, tonight, into early tomorrow. As it heads east, it will pick up moisture in the Midwest. But there's not a lot associated with this system, but a little bit. Here's a more moist, more vigorous system off the coast with a pretty good feed of Pacific moisture heading into Northern California and parts of the Pacific Northwest here over the next 48 hours. So here it is today, that little wave over Salt Lake. This next one coming in right behind it. The jet stream straightening out a little bit. So more of a Pacific air dominated pattern for the lower 48 today. But as you'll see here in a minute, this will instigate a turning of the jet stream like this later on, which will send another cold shot to the east. This is Sunday morning. So the next wave comes in Sunday morning. And then this is what the precipitation looks like between now and Monday afternoon. So with the first two, this shows the first of three waves. You can see we're going to have along the northern branch or the northern edge of the lows a little bit more in the way of precipitation from Montana and southern Canada there. Then you can see the heavier precipitation gets caught up by the Sierras, the Cascades, but then you just see how the moisture is just taken away by the mountains. Now we're going to have a good little chunk of moisture come out here. Notice, though, that the gradient of the colors decrease the further away you get from the water because of all of these mountain ranges is taking away the moisture. Nonetheless, the mountains of Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, northern areas of the Great Basin, and along the I-80 corridor into south of there, there's going to be some mountain snow between now and Monday with these first two waves. This moisture gets drawn ahead of the wave that's coming through the area today out into the plain states. Snowfall between now and Monday looks like this. So you can see the heaviest moisture and that gradient along the Pacific coast. Then the next wave comes through Tuesday into Wednesday. Now it doesn't look like much, but this one will have a good chunk of higher humidity air with it. And it's going to have a component from the northwest here for a little bit. So this will be another good mountain snow producer during the day Tuesday. So we've got three waves. And notice, again, it's a more west-east flow across the country. So the Arctic air has retreated up north back towards Hudson Bay here for at least the time being, with this Pacific pattern really dominating between now and the middle of next week. This is the third wave and the precipitation with it. So the third wave comes through, gets the mountains again. A little bit of moisture comes out on into the plains, but this is the system that basically comes through Tuesday and into Wednesday. So the mountains will get some more snow. So this is a good pattern for you skiers, you snowmobilers. Would like to see a lot more, but at least the snow is going to start to return to the mountains again in this pattern between now and the middle of next week. This is what the snowfall cumulatively looks like between now and next Wednesday morning. So you can see that the ski areas of central Colorado, southern Wyoming, the northern Utah ski areas, the ski areas of western Wyoming, and then back into the Pacific Northwest and Intermountain West will do well. Down here, the pattern's just not going to be very good as the systems are tracking just too far north. Now the big question is, what happens after that? So this is for Friday. Notice a big ridge of high pressure builds back up again over the Rockies, and we have a very highly amplified flow. So what this will do is by late next week, send another shot of Arctic air once again to the Great Lakes, the upper Midwest, and the Northeast. This combination right here could end up being a big snowmaker for parts of the northeastern United States by late next week and next weekend. Of course, this will be a very busy travel period. So this area right here, we got to watch. This could be a real juggernaut of a system. We'll just have to see how it comes together. But here in the Rockies and the High Plains, we have this highly amplified ridge that is going to build late next week into next weekend, bringing fair, mild weather back to the area and the cold once again. It's a repeating cycle here, just stays to the east. However, I want you to notice two things up north here. It looks like two eyes looking at you. We've got this big low here. We've got this big Hudson Bay low here. And we have the big ridge in between it. Remember, to maintain a ridge, you have to have the lows upstream helping to pump up the high pressure ridge. The high pressure ridge causes the trough there, and you see how it goes, highly amplified flow. And we just are going to, over the next 5 days or so, be in a straight flow. So it gets amplified again. But what may happen is that these two lows right here will merge. And if we do see that merger, that cuts the head basically off the high pressure ridge. And what may evolve Christmas week is the merger of these two areas cutting off the head of the high pressure ridge means that the flow goes from highly amplified to more straight line off the Pacific again. And the timing of that looks to be Christmas week. So this is by Monday, the Monday before Christmas. See how there's a merger of the blue colors up here? So the high pressure ridge gets cut off. Now, we're not 100% sure that's going to happen. In fact, it was looking like it wasn't going to happen, but some of the modeling over the last 24 to 48 hours is indicating that high pressure ridge gets cut off. If it does, Christmas week's weather will get a lot more busy in the west again. So we'll just have to see what unfolds. We got plenty of time to sort things out. But we're going to have this busy pattern over the next 5 days or so. We're going to have high pressure ridge late this week and next weekend. Then Christmas week, if that high pressure ridge gets cut apart, then things will get more interesting. Also notice, if this does transpire, the high now is in the eastern Pacific. And we've got the big highs here in the east and starting to show up in the southeastern United States. So this is a different configuration. So we'll check that out and talk more about the Christmas week with next week's update, which will be on Monday, and we'll see you then.